So this accident happened at Jaso on the Accra-Kumasi highway there. Now to Assin North, where James Gyakye Quayson of the National Democratic Congress will be making a return to Parliament after his constituents kept faith and voted for him in the keenly contested Assin North constituency by-election on Tuesday. Quayson, who was ejected from Parliament last month following a Supreme Court decision annulling the 2020 constituency election, won the crucial by-election with 17,245 votes.
I've always been happy. Tonight is exceptional because I've seen our people have vindicated every court and myself. And they still believe in me, so that makes me happy.
What does this victory mean to you personally? The lessons to be shared to the whole world.
Well, I mean, principles and values I work with. And I don't quit easily. So long as I know the cause I'm leading is genuine and it benefits other people. You see, you haven't been in a situation where you have to sacrifice your own life interest for the benefit of others. Until you are there, you will not understand it. Somehow you get an inspiration and you become fearless because you are standing for the truth, you are standing for justice, you're standing for almost everything that benefits other people other than yourself. That is why we have people like the Kwame Nkrumahs and we have people like the Mandelas. All right? Otherwise, somebody has to do it. Somebody has to be in that position sometimes. So I'm very...
What do you tell the people of Assin North for what they have done, the victory they have given you?
Well, the victory belongs to them. The victory belongs to Ghana. And the victory belongs to rule of law, justice.
Are you daunted by the fact that you'll be going to court very soon?
No. That's the least of my thought. I'm focused on how I can get Assin North developed. The court can take its own course. I mean, as I said earlier, I have not committed any wrong to worry about what is ahead of in legal terms. No.
Well, a few hours after the coalition of results began, the new Patriotic Party's director of IT, Eric Ntori, admitted that the party had lost the election. He said things did not go as planned.
All good. Look at our preparation and everything. It's been good. This is elections, and it didn't go well for us, but it doesn't matter that we lost it all.
Meanwhile, the former national chairman of the new Patriotic Party, Peter McMenu, is asking politicians not to take the people for granted. He advised politicians not to wait for elections before embarking on developmental projects.
Major towns and lost in the hinterland. So we need to do an assessment of what went wrong there. Because we looked at the previous figures in the previous elections, and those were key areas that we lost. So we tried to send a different message to those areas. I mean, basically, they are farmers, they are occupation, cocoa farmers, rice farmers, and foodstuff farmers. So what must have affected their level of production, their level of occupation, that our message did not send across properly. We need to interrogate that, and we are going to do that. What has been the general infrastructure? And mind you, Assin North is a new district that was created very recently. Their capital, Breku, what kind of infrastructure has the government been able to put out there? High school, hospitals, roads, etc. All these are things that voters will look at and then will be emotionally satisfied before they cast their vote. And it will be our duty to also protect the votes that they cast for us. So we look at our strong areas, try to consolidate our gains and protect our votes, and then try and send a strong message that will touch the hearts of the voters in our opponents' strongholds so that we can win them or break it in those areas. That was the strategy.
Mr. McMahon, don't you find it rather insulting that the build-up to a by-election is what prompts the grading of roads in the area and the quick fixes to some infrastructure there? I say this because on the national scale, we have seen it, where the year in an election year or the months preceding an election see a lot of fast-paced development and commissioning here and there. And now, at the constituency level, we are replicating that. Haven't we gotten to the point where politicians like yourself must begin to place some respect on the voters?
I think that you should not take the voters for granted if you ask this question. You should never underestimate the intelligence of the voter. Let the voter decide, and that's what they have decided. Okay? But as a government, you owe it a duty to develop your country. Okay? And I think I started by saying that Assin North is a new district which was carved out recently. Okay? So as to whether it's an insult or not, leave that to the voters. But don't be insulting the voters as well, because they want development.
So in all of this, what factors contributed to James Gyakye Quayson's triumph? Dr. Kwame Asante is a political science lecturer at the University of Ghana.
If you look at the issue of popularity, it came in. There's no doubt that from 2020 up to date, Gyakye Quayson is still popular amongst his people. And we saw also something that also was brought to the fore, the issue that the electorate wanted to know that he has really served his tenure, and so that they can really gauge his conduct or otherwise. That came in. We saw another thing of the Kumawood, group also coming to lend their support, telling you that yes, it's not only the people of Assin, but there are others who believe in the cause of those who think along the lines of NDC. And that also increased the popularity or the support for Gyakye Quayson. Issue of framing was an important one which we have talked about. The way they frame messages, and that made MPP reactionary, all right? Instead of, concentrating on their own messages, they were reacting to the messages of the NDC. And when you do that, you lose focus, you lose trust, because you are not able to, come out with your own policies and programs or messages, so to speak, but you are reacting to issues. It doesn't allow you to settle down properly.
Well, the opposition National Democratic Congress is most likely to win the 2024 presidential elections. That's according to Fitch. Fitch Solutions, in its analysis titled Positive Shift in Ghana's Political Risk Profile Following IMF Program Approval. According to the UK-based firm, the rapid deterioration of economic conditions in 2022 and the slow progress in the fight against perceived corruption will exacerbate anti-incumbency sentiment among the electorate. But Dr. Stephen Amwa, Deputy Minister for Trade, is arguing the conditions are global in nature, so this won't be a done deal for the NDC. He also touched on corruption and free SHS.
In the first place, globally, I'm not comparing country to country, but even the giant economies, if I'm telling you that interest rate or base rate in UK post-COVID has been increased about 1,800%. From 0.25 is now 4.75. Prices of goods and services, 46 years now, they've never seen inflationary rate the way they are seeing it. So all over the world, we all know any incumbent will not be in the good books of its electorate of people. It's a fact. I mean, the goodwill of every incumbent, in my opinion, is dwindling. Not specifically because that government is doing A or B, but the global crisis as a result of the COVID, as a result of the Russian-Ukrainian war, it's really affecting us. It had impact on our fiscal space. I mean, when in the history of this country, where we asked to stay home but will be paid, let's be honest with ourselves. We have revenue shortfalls of about 12 billion. So, truly speaking, domestically generated revenue has become a big issue to us. And it has affected this country. Let's be honest. And definitely, people will not be happy with the hardship we are going through. It's a fact. But then, a lot of other people are also realizing that it is a global issue. So let's see what can happen if we can provide some sort of mitigation when it comes to the hardship that these global challenges are bringing or confronting us with. Of course, we are import-driven economy. When the global supply chain gets disturbed, it will affect us. Of course, we have internal issues too. Specific issues as a country. Not today, not yesterday, not only one regime. So once we import almost everything, and where we import our things from, they're having challenges, it will affect us. So I think based on the hardship that we are going through as a country, as a result of the global challenges, and because of the government will have to take hard decisions, such as probably tax increment, or even the interest rate that is going up, see the policy rate, and other factors, which are probably not, not favorable, not really getting on well with the people. Of course, anybody will have the observation that the election is going to be difficult for the sitting government. But I can assure you, we are working around the clock.